Hey guys. Okay, here's another Mustang. Don't see them very often on this channel, do you? Well, as you can see from the outside, this is a pretty nice looking car. The question today is it is it a nice car? Is it as good as it looks? Certainly the interior, come and have a little look in here. It's got the rally pack gauges. It's got the lovely sort of teal turquoise interior. It's got aftermarket AC been put in it. Everything's kind of fairly new looking inside. It's, you know, the carpets, seats are perfect, headlining's perfect. This has all the makings, but is it hiding something underneath? Well, that's what we're here to find out today. So let's get this up on the rack and see if it's got any stories to tell. All right, back in a second. Okay, let's see if this thing's as nice underneath in the engine bay as it is outside. Okay, what have we got? Well, well, the owner, I think, has put aftermarket AC on it, which is always nice. Really, this is looking exactly how it should. You know, some of the paint here is not perfect in the engine bay. It's got a nice little, you know, someone's done a nice job of restoring it. It's got a new washer pump, got the, you know, the Fomoco washer bag in it. You know, they put the right stickers on it. Well, I'm not sure it's a high performance, it's a 2-barrel engine, but yeah, we'll give them that. It does have the single master cylinder on it, you know, which is original, but not necessarily what you want. So we might have a chat with the owner about, you know, maybe upgrading that. It does have drum brakes all round too, so that might be sort of on the list upcoming, is to, you know, maybe upgrade it to discs and put a dual master on it. But this, yeah, I mean, here's one thing to kind of look for when you're looking at these cars. These little dimples here, that's the factory spot welds, and they should look like that. They're often got a, you know, little tags on them, little burrs, sometimes little sharp bits. But those, while they're not super pretty, that's what you want to see, because that means this apron is original to this car. Those are the factory spot welds, and there's very few people can duplicate that, you know, if it is replaced. Also, it's got the number stamped up here, and yeah, you don't want to be stamping your own numbers in here. That's a bit of a no-no. So it's the same on the other side. It's got all the factory spot welds down there, which means that inner fender is also original, and they often suffer from rust under the batteries, just the acid. So these are things to look for. You know, there's a little bit of the sealers cracking around here, which is pretty typical for the age, but it's not bad by any means. And it's not been, sometimes you get these and they're just filled with some sort of gorilla snot that people put on there. But that's looking, you know, like it came from the factory. So so in here's really as good as the inside. So let's get it up in the air and see. That's the critical thing. What's it like underneath? Let's have a look. Okay, well let's start having a close look at this thing. The chassis at the front here, where the bumper irons come in, they're really prone to going rusty. And the telltale is, I'm not sure whether you can see it, but there's 2 layers here, which is plug welded through here. And they will often swell between the spot welds. You get rust in between the metal, between the spot welds. And you'll see it kind of does this little curtain sort of sagging shape, like it swells between the spot welds. That's perfect. That's exactly how it should be. You can see the 2 layers up here. That's exactly how it should be. Underneath the battery up here is all perfect. That's really surprising, I've got to be honest with you guys. Like the battery, even a really good car, often the battery tray's rusted away because you just can't help the battery acid issue. So moving a bit further under, yeah, got a couple of oil leaks, no big deal. The key thing to want to look at here is the back, you know, this part of the chassis rail here. Again, it looks all original. They're prone for that swelling. This is like an extension that goes back. They're prone to swelling here because moisture gets down above this little point, gets in there and rusts in behind, and it pushes the metal out. This is not swelling at all anywhere. It's got a couple of dents where someone's jacked it with a floor jack, which is unfortunate, but you know, it doesn't make it a bad car. It just means there's a little dent in the chassis. Same on this side. You can see the little factory spot welds. I'm not sure whether it'll pick up, but there's a weld there, 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 and there. And that's where it swells in between when they're prone to rust. This is all, someone's painted it gloss back underneath, which I can't say I'm a big fan of, but you know, that again, not the end of the world. This is all as it should be. Often these floor pans have been replaced and you lose this factory join here, but this is all, again, factory spot welds. This is actually, appears to be the original floor pan, which, if any of you guys watching know Mustangs, to have your original floor pans is, it's almost a unicorn these days. But often you'll see joins around here, you know, bad joins here. This has got the original sealer in here. Again, it's all, this side of the chassis is the same. No sign of swelling. It is missing the torque boxes that I like to add for a bit of strength, but you know, this is a stock car, so it doesn't really need the torque boxes. Again, a couple of dents under here where someone, these aren't terribly thick, so like don't jack on this point, guys, because you will end up doing that. But yeah, moving back, one thing that's a giveaway, and again, I'm not sure whether the camera will show the angles, but you'll see a lot of what looks like a lot of paint drips under here, and that was because they kind of dipped them at the factory and they had little drops. The paint would literally drip off and dry. So that's a sign that this is original floor pans. There's just no joins, there's no lap joins anywhere. It's exactly as it should be. Yeah, often you see big gaps here, or like loads of tar, or you know, like stuff trying to hide stuff, but you can see the 1, 2, 3 layers here. That's exactly as it should be. Again, more of these little, well, you can see where I'm pointing up here, but more of these little kind of like little divots or dimples. That's all factory spot welds. That's what you want to see. The more of those you can see, the better car you've got. Coming back further, he's got magnify mufflers on it, which will be why it sounds quite nice. All up in here, it's great. It's really great. Let's have a look up the inner fender here, yeah, this is all original. There's no joins in here. Again, the little dimples from the factory spot welds, which means it hasn't had new quarters on it. All around here where they're prone to rust is perfect. This whole car is a bit of a unicorn, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, we have some horror stories in here, and it's nice to not have one. Looking up here, more of the dimples, the spot welds. You know, you don't get those when they've had the quarter replaced. You know, sort of a little bit of an ugly join here, but that's factory. They brazed them or bronzed them there, so that's actually pretty normal. You come back here, here's our probably first little defect, if you want to call it that. There's Bondo in here, a little bit of Bondo. So you got a nice little clean line here, and then it changes profile. There's kind of an angle of 45, and then the inner lip. So there's some Bondo in here you can pick up, or I can pick up, but I'm not sure whether you'll see it on camera, but it's just not quite right here. There's probably a little bit of rust or a little bit of a dent been done there, but I mean, it's just so minimal. You're going to be very hard pressed to find a perfect one. And this is, it's really pleasant to find one that's this good. You know, it looks as good underneath as it does topside. Someone's definitely put some effort into restoring it. You know, you can see there's some new pieces on it. You know, there's a couple of little you got couple of different types of screws along here, and one missing. You know, if you're really going to pick it, but I'm not trying to, you know, judge it like a 100-point car at a car show. This is whether this is a good car or a not very good car, like the last Mustang we had up in here. I mean, this is a similar colour, but it's a vastly different car. This looks like it's probably had a little bit of a rust repair around here. Just look at these, some of these lines aren't just quite how the factory would have them. But really that's all I'm seeing. Typically these things rust out at the front of the door here. And this one, again, you can see there's a little, the edges of some filler here. So I'd say it's had a little rust repair here. Not a big one. Often this is like really full and bulge. That's not. Again, all these plug welds along here. See these dimples? That's what you want to see. That means this is original all the way along here. And sometimes those are just gone, covered up, like, yeah, hidden because they're not there. Yeah, you fairly quickly get a feel for, you know, whether it's a good car. I mean, this is, compared to that last Mustang convertible video we did, you can already see this is nothing like that car. This is a good car if you want to buy one. This gentleman's just bought it recently, and he's done good. This is a nice car. So yeah, that's really pleasant too. You know, he wanted me to check it out, make sure it had no rust issues, nothing major wrong with it, which it really doesn't. We've got a speedo drive. Speedo's not working. We've got to fix that. A couple of little minor things, but really, yeah, he's done well. He's bought, yeah, something of a unicorn, a 98, 99% rust-free Mustang. You just don't get those every day. So there you go, happy ending. Those are some of the areas to look for if you're going to buy a Mustang. And hope that helps you guys a little bit that are looking to purchase. And some of you guys will know all that stuff already. But you know, just share that knowledge with people that are looking to buy. So anyway, we're going to call it a day. Get this off the rack, go home, and see you on the next one.